Let us talk about Pune's biodiversity. Uh, First of all, let us know what is meant by biodiversity. Uh, Biodiversity is a short form of biological diversity, and it is now a widely used term and widely known term in the field of environment, conservation, and wildlife. Uh, it is nothing but variety and variability of life on Earth. It's a composite concept, and it includes diversity of species, genetic diversity, as well as habitat diversity, sometimes also called as ecosystem diversity. And whenever we talk about urban biodiversity, many people, especially citizens, for them it is really difficult to believe that uh, cities can support wildlife and biodiversity. But the fact is that most large cities across the world, they are very rich in biodiversity, and Pune is no exception. In fact, Pune is one of the uh, biodiversity hotspots among the large Indian cities. Uh, some 20 years ago, an NGO from Pune, a well-known NGO called Ranva, uh, did a survey on Pune's urban biodiversity, and this was the first comprehensive attempt to map the biodiversity of the Pune city. And the data that was the outcome was very surprising. Uh, I'll just give you some numbers. Uh, for example, different kinds of plants, species that were noted at that time were around 1,000. Can you imagine? Around 1,000 types or species of plants, are found in and around Pune. Uh, Out of these 1,300 plus were trees, and remaining were mostly herbs and grasses and those kinds of plants. Then more than 100 species of butterflies were listed, freshwater fishes around 70 species, amphibians 14 species, reptiles more than 50. That time birds species noted were around 350, and that number has gone up to 400 plus presently. And the number of mammals listed for a very large area around Pune was 60, 65. But out of those 60, 65, 40 are confined to the city of Pune. So see this number, very rich number, which is comparable with any other big city in India. Now, many times it is asked as to why Pune is rich in biodiversity. Such a big city is rich in biodiversity. There are many reasons, of course, and I think the first and foremost reason is the location of the Pune city, which is in the transition zone uh, between the Western Ghats on the western side and the Deccan Plateau on the eastern side. So Pune is, it's like an interface between the Western Ghats forest-dominated ecosystem and Deccan Plateau grassland, scrubland-dominated ecosystem. So the impact is that we have forest species also found around Pune, and we have open area, grassland, scrubland species also found around Pune. So that's very interesting. Second reason is there are so many rivers flowing through the city and around the city, and Mula Mutha, of course, are the two major cities. They rise in the Western Ghats and they flow through the city. So they bring many aquatic species, especially Western Ghats species. They carry them up to Pune. Many different kinds of fishes. Then you have frogs, some snakes during the flooding season, etc. So that is another interesting fact. Third cause is there are so many hill ranges around Pune, and most of these hill ranges are offshoots of the main Western Ghats range. They start in the main Western Ghats, and uh, they come towards Pune. They are eastern offshoots, and they function like corridors, especially for animals like Western Ghats mammals. Okay, so these uh, ridges, which, for example, Sinhagad Katras Ghat ridge, is a corridor, and many animals which otherwise are where they live in Western Ghats, they can manage to reach Pune city. For example, the Gaur, we had Gaur a month or two ago. So then sometimes barking deer or occasionally leopard cat. So those kinds of animals, uh, why they are seen around Pune is mainly because of these ridges. And then there is some exotic element also, mostly plants, especially garden plants, and plants which are planted in parks, in campuses, etc. Many of these are exotic. They were brought during the colonial times from other areas, other continents, other countries. And then you have a large number of aquarium fishes. Most of them are exotic. So we keep them as pets, and on some fine morning we decide that okay, there are too many of them, or and we release them into nearby water bodies, in rivers, in lakes, etc. So there is some exotic element also in the biodiversity of Pune. Now, so far as tree diversity is concerned, there are more than 300 tree species. Uh, Almost 200 of them, two-thirds of them, are mostly exotic and cultivated in our parks and gardens. Only one-third are wild and native. Among the common native trees that we see around us are jamun is there, banyan tree, people, babul, karanj, khair, mango. These are our native trees. Among the exotics that are more common rather and more visible are rain trees. Many roads are lined with rain trees. Silver oaks are there in many campuses. Gulmore is so common. Then jacaranda, eucalyptus. These are the exotic trees which are largely grown in our campuses and parks and gardens. Uh, then, so far as threats are concerned, uh, road widening is one activity that has taken toll of trees. Many roads in Pune, for example, once upon a time, some 30, 40 years ago, they were lined with trees and they were canopied. But many of those roads, like Port Road is there, Vittuwadi, Sihangat Road is there, many of the Satara Road is there. These roads were widened, and we removed the trees. We cut the trees for widening of roads. Many trees, especially exotic trees, they are uprooted whenever you have a cyclone or strong winds, etc. Then forest fires are very common, especially around our hills on tekris, and these trees are also cut for firewood. So there are threats to them. Then let us come to butterfly diversity. More than 100 species have been enumerated so far around Pune, which is quite a good number. And grass and scrub country seems to attract maximum number of them. Almost 75 of them, 75 species have been found around grass and scrub country. Of course, other than grass and scrub country, gardens and parks, as well as riverside vegetation also support some butterflies. And some of the common butterflies are, common rose, Jezebel is there, which are seen quite frequently, tail jay, common mormon, grass yellows. I think grass yellow, which we call haldi in Marathi, haldi, because it is grass yellow in color, is probably the commonest butterfly that is seen almost everywhere. Then evening browns which come out during the evening hours, various kinds of pansies and tigers and blues and cereal lines, okay, owls and darts, and the list is literally unending. Fish diversity, during the Ranva survey, we came across 70 species of fishes, and some of the most common among them were the gray featherback, which is called as charlotte. It's a very aggressive fish. Then Bupi's razor belly fish, which is called as minnow. Then rasbora, which is called as danda in Marathi. Then mali fish, which is called as mali in Marathi. Very common fishes which are found in our rivers and even lakes also. uh, of course, there are some introduced species also, and most prominent among them is tilapia, Mozambique cichlid or tilapia. This fish, as the name suggests, is from Africa. It was brought here for pisciculture, but the fish is very highly adaptive, very aggressive, so it can adapt to even brackish water also. It can grow very fast, it can multiply very fast, so it has become very dominant in many of our freshwater habitats. And it can also, it is a kind of threat to our own native fish fauna. uh, some species are likely to become extinct, locally extinct at least. And one which I must mention is Deccan Mercer, which is called as Khadra in Marathi and Mercer in English. Deccan Mercer used to be found in most of these lakes around Pune, which are built during the British time. Uh, Heavy over harvesting in the past, siltation of many of these dams, waste and garbage dumping. Then you have sewage pollution, especially in our rivers, which have made the water unusable, and introduction of exotic species like tilapia. These are some of the threats to the local fish fauna. So far as amphibian diversity is concerned, it's not very high. We have only 14 species listed so far. The commonest among them is the skipper frog, which is seen in each and every large monsoon puddle during the monsoon season, and common Indian toad, which is the toad, commonest frog found around our human habitations. Out of these 14 species, half of them are common, some 5, 6 are occasional, and 1 or 2 are very rare. And their habitat loss. For example, once upon a time, Pune was surrounded by farmlands. Now, most of these farmlands have been converted into, urban, uses, colonies and settlements and roads and things like that. So that is the main impact. Unplanned urbanization, then stone quarrying, loss of farmlands on the city outskirts, river pollution, and channelization of the river has also impacted the amphibian diversity. More than 50 species of reptiles have been listed from around Pune. Uh, it includes one species of turtle, then about 15 species of lizards, geckos, and skinks. There are 28 species of snakes. Only one turtle, which is Indian flagship turtle, is found around in most of our rivers. Uh, the commonest lizard that we are very familiar with is the house geckos. There are 2 or 3 types of house geckos, and garden lizards are found in our garden. Skinks are also found in our garden. Among the snakes, checkered keelback, which is an aquatic snake, is commonly seen. You visit any river or Pashan Lake, etc. You are likely to see checkered keelback there. Blind snakes are found in our gardens. one, I think probably the most common snake that we can see uh, is the blind snake. Green killbacks, which is called as grass snake, also found in our garden, seen in our garden. And most visible and formidable snake, I would say, is the rat snake, which is called as Dhaman also. It's a very big snake. It can grow up to 8, 10, 12 feet, also 4 meters sometimes, and it moves very fast. It is non-poisonous, okay, and it's very common. It is commonly seen, around our tekris and gardens and things like that. So, and among the uh, poisonous snakes, cobra is mostly seen. All four are found around Pune. Common crate is also found, Russell's viper and Sawscale viper, but cobra is relatively more common. Among the threats to the reptilian diversity, loss of grassland and scrub habitat, pollution of our rivers, uh, then killing out of fear and sometimes out of superstition also, which is reducing day by day. Nowadays, people they are better, they have better understanding of snakes, and they are more aware than we used to be some 20, 30 years ago. So killing out of fear and sometimes superstition is thanks it is reduced. Roadkill is a new threat. So many vehicles are there, and during the monsoon season, when snakes they try to cross roads, or they come and sit on roads, etc. That is the time when they are killed, especially late monsoon. And the fires, occasional fires during the summer ones, especially around our hills, also sometimes kills snakes and reptiles. Bird diversity, Pune has very rich bird diversity. More than 400 species have been enumerated so far. Uh, why so many species? That is because Pune provides so many different kinds of habitats to birds: grassland, scrub, woodland, plantations, green campuses, huge campuses, Savitribai Phule Pune University, Ferguson College, ILS Law College, those big campuses. Then large areas are under, defense establishments, NDA, for example. Then you have hills and farmlands and so many water bodies, so many rivers flowing through the city. So various different kinds of habitats are available in Pune. Uh, Birds which are commensal of man are seen almost on daily basis. Crows and mynas and kites and pigeons and parakeets and parrots and those kinds of birds. Pune is also rich in garden birds. Bulbuls, warblers, orioles, barbets, hornbills, flycatchers. Then on the eastern outskirts of Pune, we have grass and scrubland. So you find pipits and larks and lapwings and those kinds of birds there. Uh, then Mula Muta and so many other, small odas and nalas, plus Pashan Lake, Katras Lake, and so many small ponds and lakes around Pune. So a large chunk of Pune birds, they are aquatic birds, egrets, around storks, ibises, ducks, water hens, wagtails, and a variety of waders. Many of them are, of course, winter migratory. And some birds which have become rare or locally almost they are on the verge of becoming extinct are vultures. Vultures used to be very common some 25, 30 years ago. But now 95% of the vulture population is eliminated. So far as mammalian diversity is concerned, we have 40 species. Uh, Half of them are bats and rodents. Commonest bat that we see almost on daily basis is the flying fox, which we call vatvago in Marathi. Striped squirrels are also, they are frequently heard. Their alarm calls. Sometimes they enter our home also. House mouse, bandicoot rat, they are also found around our home. On the outskirts, we still have wild boars living. Palm civets are occasionally seen. Pangolins are occasionally found. Black-necked hare is still holding its own around the hills. And some animals like gaur and leopard, they stray into the city. Among the threats, hunting in the past and to some extent little bit of poaching, which is almost stopped, but still stray events are there. Habitat destruction is one very uh, major threat because of unplanned urban growth. Road kills, uh, especially these highways. So many highways they uh, start from Pune, and during the night time when some animals, like for example hyena, try to cross these roads, they get killed on the roads. Superstitious killing is also, though on the verge of on the it is on the verge of reduction, but still it is there. Palm civets especially are killed out of superstitious some. Then pollution of rivers, increase human activity due to trekking, etc. And one very important threat is stray dogs. The number of stray dogs has literally multiplied like anything, and almost every hill around Pune has its quota of stray dogs, and they are threat to ground nesting birds. Their chicks. Then some four-horn antelopes, and those kinds of animals. Then black-naped hare. So then even our own peafowl. So stray dog is literally, it's a serious menace. Now, if you ask me what is the future if we have such a rich biodiversity, then what is the future? Future is, it's a mixed scenario. Some taxa are still holding their own. They are stable, kind of. Mostly tree diversity is stable, butterfly diversity is stable, bird diversity is stable. But some taxa are depleting fast, like for example mammals, amphibians, then reptiles and freshwater fishes. They are depleting very fast. And some taxa show increasing trend. For example, exotic plants, they are increasing, and scavenger birds are increasing in numbers. Crows and kites and those kinds of birds. And there is definitely hope. We can still save the biodiversity because there is a long history of civic movements in Pune, fortunately. And literally, there are hundreds of NGOs in Pune which are working in the field of nature education, conservation, wildlife, etc. And there is definitely a better awareness about environment, nature, and wildlife than what it was some 10, 20 years ago. Tree plantation drive is a very uh, common activity that is taken in all wards, in all areas of the city. Almost all the hills around Pune, you will find some NGO working, on this tree plantation activity there. Then some NGOs are working for the rivers and streams in Pune. For example, Ram Nadi. Take Ram Nadi for example, which is a tributary to Mula. So there is a group working for restoring Ram Nadi. And Jivit Nadi is another group which is working for rejuvenation of Mula and Mutha. Uh, Many groups, they are working for restoration of hills by planting the native trees and things like that. Then there are many animal rescue and rehabilitation NGOs. Uh, we have Rajiv Gandhi Zoological Park in Pune, uh, and on the same campus you have Snake Park also, where you have animal orphanage. So this is probably the first animal orphanage in Maharashtra state. So many NGOs, they are working now as animal rescuers. Sarpamitras, there are literally hundreds of Sarpamitras, friends of snakes in Pune. And of course, most of them are they have permits. Forest permit, they are trained. Many of them are trained. So people hardly now kill snakes. The moment they see a snake, uh, they call the Sarpamitras, and then those snakes are rescued. So that's a very positive aspect. Uh, then there are so many nature and birding clubs, and if you go by the number of birding clubs and number of birders, then Pune probably stands first in Maharashtra. Uh, eBird, which is uh, an which is a platform uh, launched by Cornell University of the USA, where anybody from any corner of the world can see birds and upload the checklist. That's fantastic. And India is third in the world in uploading the number of checklists. And in Maharashtra, out of the 35 districts, Pune district has uploaded maximum number of checklists. Recently, I checked, more than 20,000 checklists have been uploaded on the eBird from Pune district. So that is one very positive aspect. And Pune is a very happening city. Some kinds of popular talks and scientific talks are happening here. Lecture series are there on various subjects of wildlife, biodiversity, etc. Workshops they take place. Field visits are organized. Exhibitions are organized. There are competitions, painting competition, and similar competition. Then specialized tours are there. For example, tour to say Ujni backwaters for seeing flamingos, for example. So those kinds of specialized tours are there. Training programs they take place. Many movements, environmental movements, they take place. Uh, then survey and research activities. There are so many universities. Besides the SPPU, there are so many deemed universities in Pune, more than a dozen. So all kinds of surveys and research activities are going on. And we have two forest parks in Pune. Uh, Parvati Pasgaon is there, and Hamburda Forest Park is also there. Third forest park is just on the outskirts, which is at Sinhagad. Defense also has very large area around Pune. We have 3 cantonments around Pune, and plus large areas are under control of Defense Ministry, which is very good from the environmental point of view. So most of these defense lands are green areas. Okay, and there are green campuses: Pune University, SPPU, Ferguson, ILS Law College, SP College. So many green campuses are there, education institutes. So, and these are very rich in, especially in flora, for example, and things like that. So I think there is definitely hope, and if we properly plan, I think we can, if not all kinds, at least we should be able to save some type of diversity. We may not be able to save, say, mammals diversity. Agreed. But at least birds, definitely we can save. Some mammals, bats, and those kinds of active mammals, definitely we can save. So I think there is hope. Definitely there is hope.